we have to do something further today. We have to take that learning about what it is that makes a democracy run, what it is that is our responsibilities as Christians to a nation, and know that it speaks further, not just to what we owe our country, but what we owe to God and what we owe to our gathering here, this place, this church, this fellowship, when we gather here in God's name. Because give to the emperor what is the emperor's, said Christ, but also give to God what is God's. Now, if we as citizens of this great democracy owe engagement and participation to our nation for it to thrive, do we owe less to the church, owe less to God and this gathering, this little cluster of Christ's kingdom? No. We owe at least that. Now today, we're going to be blessing the gifts and the offerings and the pledges that each of us has been asked to commit to the church for 2008. Those pledges of support, financial support, are what makes it possible for us to plan, to prepare for all of the activities that we're going to be doing in the 12 months of this next year. But we have to think of it more deeply than that, because we're not just committing cash. We're making a personal commitment to go beyond just giving this church the financial support it needs to thrive and grow. We're not just turning over our church taxes. We need to be willing to commit ourselves to participate in the life of the church, to know how it is that the church works, to be aware, to be informed, and to then contribute our time, contribute our energy to building that place, this place up. And many of you are doing exactly that. You're doing that through music, you're doing that through study, you're doing that through teaching, through mission, through fellowship, making sure that the bills get paid, making sure that this building doesn't fall down around our heads. There are all sorts of different ways that people are contributing their time, their engagement, their skills, their participation. But all of you will have gotten this week, along with this pledge form, a sheet that asks, what are the gifts that God has given you? And here by gifts, I'm not talking salary or allowance. It's not the type of gift we're talking about. It's the gifts, the skills, the talents, the interests, the passions that God has given you. What are those things? What are those parts of yourself that you can turn over to the church to build it up, to contribute to its strength, to participate in it, not grudgingly, but because you have a passion for something and you know that passion will bear fruit if it's turned over to God and the service of God's kingdom. Think on it. Got to fill out the form, you can still do it. And it's not about the form, it's about the personal commitment. Think about it. If you know you have something in you that will contribute to our life here together. Participation, passion, spirit. Something you know that could build it up. Could be a secular skill, could be anything. And what we're asking you to do is to use it. To use it here. Let that gift, your gift, the gift that God has given you, light up this church. Because if this new thing, because the church is always being made new, always renewed, if this new thing we all here together are trying to do for God is to flourish, to grow. We owe it to God to give Him the gifts that He has given us and that are His due.